They love you only for them to treat you like an outcast.
This man is honestly running mad.
Hey! You cannot compare big city boys with village businessmen. Is my existence inconsequential because I'm a woman?
Are you ready to walk this path with me?
Gonna party through the night. It's my life.
Hello, I'm Terry Longwood with the Midday News. The Provincial Police Commander for Eastern Highlands and Police Commander for Goroka have been suspended from duty following Saturday's incident involving students from the University of Goroka and the local community. In a media statement, Commissioner of Police David Manning said that the manner in which the matter escalated is of serious concern because there was no proper policing leadership from the Provincial Command. He has directed an immediate review of the operational preparations and the policing response to this matter, overseen by Deputy Commissioner of Police Regional Operations. Manning said internal affairs investigators have been deployed to examine the actions of the police on the ground and determine why a swifter and more professional policing outcome was not delivered. 30 Hidden Valley Mining Project landowner leaders successfully completed a 2-week leadership, governance and management training in Port Moresby. The program empowered the landowners to provide leadership with appropriate knowledge, mindset, promote and strengthen good governance, and ultimately minimize the potential for fraud, abuse, misuse, mismanagement, and poor governance practices.
30 members of the Hidden Valley Landowners Association were presented with certificates of leadership, governance and management after completing a 2-week capacity building program. The first of its kind program for HV landowners is geared towards enabling the landowners to gain knowledge and understanding of the roles and responsibilities of directors, women and youth groups, with an emphasis on transparency, accountability and reporting as key pillars of good governance, as well as develop positive, influential and effective leadership skills essential for the successful management of NACUI and equally valuable for women and youth groups. The program was facilitated by Mineral Resources Authority and delivered by the PNG Institute of Directors, the Center for Excellence in Financial Inclusion, and the Institute of Banking and Business Management. MRA Managing Director Jerry Gary said that the delivery of this program by MRA to all project landowner associations throughout the country stem from the realization that despite many years of having mining companies operate in the country, landowner associations and their business entities continue to suffer from poor leadership, lack of proper management skills, lack of good governance and mismanagement of businesses. As a result, the development aspirations of mine-impacted communities remain unfulfilled. HV Landowners Association Chairman Wayankawa said the training program has empowered many of his members who are not adequately educated in managing businesses or organizations. Salome Alman, TVWAN News.
Around 30 people contracted HIV every day, totaling 11,000 new cases in 2024. Women make up 60% of those living with HIV and alarming gaps remain. Only 59% know their status, and just 46% have achieved viral suppression. HIV testing during pregnancy has dropped to 47%, leaving thousands untreated. Of the estimated 2,400 pregnant women with HIV, only 52% received treatment last year. Prime Minister James Marape and Cardinal Sir John Ribat are calling for urgent, united action across government, churches and the communities. The National STI and HIV strategy needs 218 million kina annually to scale up prevention, including community-led screening and PrEP, or pre-exposure prophylaxis medication. In regional news, more than 1,000 positive roadside drug tests involving cocaine have been recorded by Queensland Police since the narcotic was included in the state's testing regime. Police say some drivers have been caught with multiple substances in their system as they ramp up the testing efforts.
Police test thousands of drivers to see if they have drugs in their system. 2 years ago, the roadside testing regime was widened to detect cocaine. Since then, police say there have been almost 1,500 positive readings.
Cocaine was one of those drugs that I suppose in society was on the rise, so it came to a point where it was the legitimate decision to take to add it to the suite of tests.
In recent years, the most commonly detected substance in roadside tests was THC, found in cannabis. This was followed by methamphetamine, cocaine and then MDMA. Police say some drivers are testing positive for multiple drugs.
What we would say to people is if you're using drugs or alcohol, simply do not drive.
In the past year, there were more road fatalities involving drug drivers than drunk drivers. And it was the same story the year before. The number of drug driving offences has increased following a dip during COVID, and the volume of roadside tests has also risen in recent years.
You can't drive properly and appropriately and safely if you're under the influence of drugs.
We've got people who are taking cocktails of drugs and with alcohol who are effectively a crash waiting to happen.
Typhoon Wong blew out of the northern western Philippines on Monday, killing at least 8 people and displacing more than 1.4 million others. The typhoon, which was forecast to head towards Taiwan, triggered flash flooding, landslides and knockout power to entire provinces. Wong left the northern Philippines while the country was still dealing with Typhoon Kalmagi, which left at least 224 people dead before pummeling Vietnam, where at least 5 more people were killed. 1,800-kilometer wide storm slammed ashore in northeastern Aura province on Sunday night, with winds up to 185 kilometers per hour and gusts of up to 230 kilometers per hour. Villages in the vicinity of the northern capital, villages in the vicinity of the nation's capital have been asked to adopt visiting Pacific countries teams to bring support and community ownership visiting Melanesian brothers and sisters during the 2025 MSD Prime Minister's Cup in Port Moresby. The Games Organising Committee agreed to villages including Pari, Kira, Hanuabara and Tatana adopt an MSG team and bring support to their matches. Supporters will be given passes to matches at least feature their adopted team. About 200 tickets will be given to each community starting today.
The host organizing committee has agreed with the proposal to have the teams adopted by certain communities around Port Moresby. So they are all been adopted by Pari, Kira, Hanuabada, and Tatana. They will all be issued access to games played by those teams. We are thinking of providing 200 tickets each community, so that our fellow Melanesian teams do not feel like they don't have any support base. And it will add to, obviously, the excitement.
The Hood Lagoon AFL Grand Final on Saturday, November 8, 2025 at the Keapara Shell Park Oval showcased an exhilarating clash between the Medics and the High Five. The Medics managed to edge out High Five in a nail-biting finish, securing a 3-point victory with a final score of 67 points to 64. With a rich tradition of Aussie rules talent from the villages of Keapara, Aulukuni and Karava, the event was a celebration of local sporting prowess. Notable past players from the Hood include respected figures like PNG High Commissioner to Australia John Kelly and the late Willie Maha, and Hera Amini were undoubtedly on the minds of fans as they witnessed the competition unfold. From the jump, the match was intense, with both teams competing fiercely and exhibiting remarkable skill. Fans were treated to thrilling moments, brilliant marks, quick plays, and precise goal kicking defined the early exchanges. The contest saw the Medics and High Five trading blows, with each team showcasing the depth of talent in the league. As the match progressed, the tension mounted. The Medics managed to edge out High Five in a nail-biting finish, securing a 3-point victory with a final score of 8 goals, 19 behind 67 to 9 goals, 10 behind 64. Despite their win, Medics would be counting themselves for their inefficient goal kicking, which nearly cost them the game. Their inability to convert opportunities into goals became a crucial talking point post-match. The standout performer of the game was Medics fullback Pokana Ririki, who was awarded the Man of the Match award. Ririki's strong marking and powerful kicking were instrumental in holding off High Five's advances, and his defensive prowess ultimately helped the Medics clinch the victory. The grand final not only highlighted the fierce competition at Hood Lagoon, but also served as a reminder of the rich legacy and potential of Aussie rules football in the coastline villages. And before we go, a quick update on the University of Goroka situation. A convoy of PMB buses and police escorts from Lae are in Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province, to transport not just Morobe students, but also those who will be transiting through Lae. The Morobe Provincial Administration, in collaboration with Lae MP and Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso, have provided additional buses to assist students from other provinces as well. Around 5 vehicles left Lae in early hours of this morning and met up with an additional number of buses in Goroka. The decision was finalized with UOG announced the suspension of classes yesterday evening following the brutal confrontation between students and locals over the weekend. And that's the news update for now. Join us again at 6 for the main news.
that experience ties back to my name, Mange'au. What we've learnt through this whole process of creating the TEP Talk documentary, which has been 3 to 4 years now, is that outside influences and cultures outside of Papua New Guinea value our designs more than we do. And so they take. They think it's beautiful and they take. They don't understand the cultural significance. They don't understand the intellectual property. They don't understand how the designs mark you to a particular family, tribe, people. So they take. And it is the sincerest form of flattery when someone copies. But with our designs, it's more than something that's pretty. And so I was tattooing in Melbourne and at a studio in Fitzroy, that studio, and this lady walked in and she'd been following TEP Talk on our Facebook page for quite a while, but she came in and she wanted to get a mark from me, and young, gorgeous woman, but wanted, and you know, as a collector of traditional tattoos, so she'd been to the Philippines and had been tattooed by Wang Od. She was in love with traditional tatau. And so she came in to get a mark from me, and she spoke to me about she had a centipede on her back, and I thought, okay, cool, well, let's have a look. And as she turned, I realized that she was wearing the Mange'au design on her back. And literally what she had done was she had seen it in an old document, and I like that, I want it, and I will have it. So she put it on her back. And I just said, you need to have a relationship with the people to wear the designs. You need to have a conversation. There needs to be a relationship. They need to gift that to you. It can't be something that you take because you like it. So I instantly asked, who are the people that you know? Because this is not a centipede, this is a frigate bird. Centipede is Aipa, this is Mange'au, so tell me your story. And her story was she just liked it. And so I took the opportunity to mark her and explain to her that it was flattering, but really next time to develop relationships and ask permission. If we lose tattooing, we lose our women. We lose their purpose, their vision. We lose who we are as women. We lose that connection to the past. You know, and then you know, and that would be horrible.